First one is onto the medial and the anterior surface, which are the wrist flexors, which are these guys just here. Medial and anterior surface. And if we now can get Quinn to make a fist and then just bring the palm towards the front. These are the wrist flexors. So just let it go down again and start again. Fist. Yeah. So these are the wrist flexors. So that's all these muscles that are the actions here. And then if we just do in a mid or a neutral position, just drop it down just a fraction. Brachioradialis, which is this person just here. Brachioradialis. And then basically what that will do in this position is that the thumb is going to come up towards the shoulder. Now from that position there, we may need just a little bit of resistance from there and just come up there. Brachioradialis. Flexion at the elbow in a mid or a neutral position. From here, if we turn the back of the hand, so the wrist extensors are on the posterior and the lateral side. The wrist flexors are anterior and medial. The wrist extensors are posterior and lateral. So in this case, we want to try and get the back of the hand to come towards the back of the forearm. And these are the muscles that will do that. So these are the wrist extensor muscles, just in this area, just here. So on the forearm, what we've done is the wrist flexors, make a fist, bring the palm of the hand towards the front of the forearm, and then from there we turned into a mid or a neutral position, brachioradialis, and very gently, there is brachioradialis, and then from there, the wrist extensors, the back of the hand goes towards the back of the forearm. Onto the upper. Onto the upper arm, biceps brachii, biceps brachii. Biceps brachii does not attach to the humerus. It comes from the scapula and goes to the radius. So it doesn't attach, so you can literally grab a hold of this muscle and pull it out of the way. So what that muscle will do from there, bring the forearm towards the upper arm. Flexion at the elbow. What it will also do, if we can just be careful of the little feet on there. Flexion is not going to make any adjustment at all from here, but just watch what happens here when Quinn does pronation. It alters the dimension. Because this is attached to the radius, if we just keep doing that, supination and pronation, yeah, and again, it's really convincing this, yes. Then from there, underneath, deeper than that, is brachialis. Now all that brachialis will do is flexion. And sometimes this is difficult to see because of the size of the biceps, but it's underneath. And then from there, like so, flexion. So it's deeper than. Now brachialis does attach to the humerus. Coracobrachialis. So coracobrachialis, there's the short head of the biceps, the short head of the biceps. So coracobrachialis runs right alongside. Short head of biceps, coracobrachialis. Coracobrachialis, because it comes from the coracoid process of the scapula. And then if we just make the latent hyoid action from there, and the action is then to try and bring the elbow across the chest towards the ear on the opposite side. So it's going diagonally up and across. And if you put your fingers just by the side of the biceps, stabilize onto the shoulder, and then just move the finger, it goes over the muscle. Now just be careful, because if you come too far down, you'll go into nerve, and that will be quite a distinct difference in the feeling from the person that you're doing it to. Coracobrachialis, coracobrachialis. So it will do flexion because it's coming upwards, and it will also do adduction because it's coming across. Coraco. These are the triceps. So the triceps are at the back, and what they will do from here is that what Quinn's going to do eventually is to just go in that position there. Now a little bit of resistance from here, and there's triceps extension at the elbow. The anterior deltoid, this guy that comes across from here. So basically, if you have a look from this angle here, and Quinn keeps his arm nice and straight and just lifts it directly forward, that's the muscle that's doing that. So this position of the hand doesn't make any difference because that's not going to alter what this does here. So there is the anterior deltoid. This one here is the middle or the lateral deltoid, from there to there. And what Quinn's going to do now is just lift his arm out to the side, abduction. All three of them will do that. If we just come around to the back, and then across in this direction just here, this direction here is the posterior deltoid, and so just bring the elbow backwards, and there's the posterior deltoid extension. Sternocleidomastoid. Sternocleidomastoid is this one in here, and so therefore from this position, just dropping the chin towards the chest, very seldom will it work to do that. So if we just turn around to the side a little bit, and then from there, a little bit of pressure from here, and then just bring the chin there, that's the idea. And these are the sternocleidomastoid. There's the sternal section, there's the clavicular section. Where this pectoralis major. So pectoralis major is divided into two sections, the clavicular section and the sternal section. The clavicular section right by the side of the anterior deltoid, then the clavicular section from here. So what we're going to do from here is just bring the arm out forward. He's going to give us the thumbs down, so that's medial rotation. And there is the muscle just there. And what he's going to do now is move in that direction, so it's up and across diagonally. And yeah, now if you find that people are not activating the muscle in that direction from there, very gently just put a little bit of pressure on there, and there's the muscle just there. Off again, and on again, off, and on. And that's the clavicular section from there. Now if we stay with the arm in this position, this time we need to look at the sternal section, move your hand. And so what Quinn is going to do this time is to go down and across towards the opposite hip, and it will be this section here, and off and on. So it's the section just there that we're dealing with as far as the sternal section is concerned. So in this case, pectoralis major, clavicular, pectoralis major, sternum. Either the arm can go straight forward or the elbow can go straight forward. Serratus anterior. And then all we have to do is just try and slide the scapula forward. Yeah? And from here, that's these guys, just a little bit further around. These guys just here. These are not ribs. These are muscle. Yes? Does that make you feel good? These are muscle. External oblique come in this direction just here, and so from there the arm would go across. We need to get this elbow to come towards the knee on the opposite side. So these are the direction of the muscle fibers. Serratus anterior is what we just looked at there, and then these are the external oblique muscles. Initially what we'll do is to get this one to come across, just go across in that direction, that's it. Now, because we're in an upright position, we probably need to have some resistance here, so if we just come back a little bit, put some resistance there, so this one's going to come down towards here, go ahead, and so that's these guys in this direction, so that's these guys in here. For rectus abdominis, these guys just here, and so therefore we're going to try and bring the chest down towards the groin area, so it's not, yep, you can just turn around to the side. So this time, what we're not going to do is to go from the hips and just lean forward. That's a hip movement, so that won't work. All we need to do is a crunch, and that's what these guys will do from here. Now, if you find that this is going to be difficult, then again, just put some resistance into this position here, and then just go forward, and then these guys will come in to work. Where this white line is coming down here, tensor fasciolata. So tensor fasciolata, if we can get Quinn to turn his foot in and just lift it up, don't fall over, and that's tensor fasciolator, a muscle, tensor fasciolator, that puts a tension on the fascia or the fascia onto the lateral side of the leg. So flexion and abduction is what it will do. So it does medial rotation and flexion. As far as we're concerned, it sticks up, it's like a bone. Rectus femoris, straight down the centre, and then if we can just get the leg to come straight forward. So from there, that's this guy that comes just down here. So straighten the knee out for it. That's it. The rectus femoris is just there. Sartorius, don't fall over, sartorius is the longest muscle that we have. Sartorius and rectus femoris do not attach to the femur. So sartorius, the longest muscle that we have. So first of all we get Quinton Tony's leg out, and then lift the leg forward, then that is the muscle that comes down this area in here. Sartorius, the talar muscle. Vastus medialis is this guy here. So if we just bend, flex and extend the knee, but make sure that when you're doing this one locks right out. So if we can just bend, don't come right out this time, there enough. It doesn't stick out too much, but if we go to its extreme, then it will. Vastus medialis, the teardrop muscle. Vastus lateralis. So that's this, all of this guy here is vastus lateralis. So that's this, all of this area here. Here, you've got tibialis anterior, so the foot comes up, and then just a little bit further to the lateral side are the peroneus group of muscles, or fibularis muscles from there. So if we